everybody, welcome back to another reading vlog, and I have a bit of a confession to make. You can see behind me some of the many books that I own, and I recently just counted how many of those books that I haven't read, and I'm embarrassed. There is 105 books on my shelf that I have not read yet, and I honestly think that is a problem that needs to be solved. So we're going to try and work through some of our TBR for this week, and let's just make a dent in that very large number that I'm ashamed about. My only real excuse for having so many books I haven't read is that I do work in a bookshop. We get sent many books, but also, I'm not gonna lie, I buy a lot of books. Like, as the saying goes, buying books and reading books are two completely different hobbies, and I'm addicted to both of them, as you can tell. I have also told myself that I need to read at least 3 books off my physical TBR this week, and then I can maybe treat myself to some more books. Even though that completely defeats the purpose of all of this, trust me, I would have bought books this week. However, I didn't, because I knew that I was doing this video and I really didn't want that number to be any more bigger than what it already is. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think I had 105 books sitting here. I thought maybe, okay, like 70 books, but over 100? That's a crime. That's not okay. We need to read some of these books. It's a must. I honestly think this is going to be a part 1 for this video, and if you enjoy this kind of vlog, then we'll 100% do a part 2. It really would help me, you know, get some books off my physical TBR, because I hate seeing so many books on my shelf and I have no idea what the book is about. I mean, I've also read so many of these books too. I would say I've read like around 105 as well of the books on my shelf, but that's 50% of the books unread as well. So we are going to get straight into it, and the first book that I really want to read this week is Butter, and this is a new release and I've heard amazing things about this. It is a thriller. It's very long. I honestly don't know a lot about the plot of this one, so I will just read it out just to make sure that I'm correct in what I'm saying. So it says here, gourmet cook Manako Kaji sits in Tokyo detention house convicted of the serial murders of lonely businessmen who she is said to have seduced with her delicious home cooking. The case has captured the nation's imagination, but Kaji refuses to speak with the press. That is until journalist Rika Machida writes a letter asking for a recipe for beef stew, and Kaji can't resist writing back. Rika, the only woman in her news office, works late each night, rarely cooking more than ramen. As the visits unfold between her and Kaji, they seem closer to a masterclass in food than journalistic research. Rika hopes this gastronomic exchange will help soften the steely Kaji, but it seems that Rika might be the one changing. With each meal she eats, something is awakening in her body. Might she and Kaji have more in common than she once thought? A runaway internet... Oh, never mind. I don't know what it is, but something about this book just sounds so intriguing to me, and I want to know what the hype is about. I mean, so many people have read this book and absolutely loved it. I honestly haven't heard a bad review on it yet. I don't know what it gets on Goodreads. I really need to check that one, but this is what we're going to start today, and I really just want to binge read this book. Like, I want to read this very quickly, and yeah, I just want to read like big chunks of it at a time, so hopefully it is fast paced and it's like enjoyable, because I don't know how this thriller is going to be. I feel like the writing in this book is quite small. I mean, it's not like too bad, but it is a little bit small. So it might take me a while to read this one, but I just hope that it is fast paced and has some like twists in it maybe to keep me going. Like, I really rely when it comes to a thriller on good twists and something that just like keeps me wanting to read. Like, an absolute page turner, I believe, is what every thriller should be. I do have a little bit of time now to read, and I'm also going to attempt a run today, which honestly, like, the thought of it is making me want to throw up. But we're going to do that today, and then we're going to come home, have some dinner, and then continue reading this book. So I don't know if I'll have updates today, but for sure I will update you tomorrow. first time ever since I've spoken to you guys, but really it actually kind of has been. It's been a week, I think, since I've started this video. I know I haven't given any updates on Butter yet, but honestly, I'm almost finished at this point. I think I am, let's see, 371 pages into this, which is chapter like 14, I think. So the chapters are very, very long. Like they're around 30 pages each, which honestly, I'm not a fan of. Like I really, really like short chapters that just, I don't know, it makes it more fast-paced. I love a fast-paced book, especially in a thriller, and straight off the bat, I don't think that this is like very thrilling in my opinion. Like whenever I want to read a thriller, it's because I love like the twists and the turns, and I like feeling like a little bit anxious, do you know what I mean, like for the characters. Like I want the suspense and I want to kind of be just really engaged with the story, and I don't think I have been with this one, and I did go into this thinking it would be like that, and I don't know if that kind of changed my perspective on things, because I obviously went into this thinking it's going to be like most thrillers that I've read. Like I knew it was going to be a little bit more literary. I just thought that there was going to be some kind of twists or something more intriguing to the thrilling side of this story, because obviously part of this is about a girl that's currently in jail for killing multiple men. Like she's a serial killer, so I really thought we were going to get more of her in this. And honestly, I feel like this whole book has just been about cooking and about food, but it sounds like I'm saying that in a bad way. I really have kind of enjoyed parts of this book. I just feel like it's been very, very slow paced and definitely a slow burn. Now that we're close to the end, it's definitely picked up a little bit, and there is aspects of that thriller genre in this. Even though I'm at basically the end, I still really don't know where this book is going to go, and I don't really know, like, are we trying to figure out if the woman in jail did kill the men or not, or are we just, is it just a character study? I don't know. I'm really curious to see how this ends, because I really think it'll form my proper opinion of this book, because the writing in this is really, really good, and some parts of it are so descriptive but in like a really nice way. Like whenever I think about this book, I feel like I can see it in my head. Do you know what I mean? It feels like I've almost watched it at some parts. Honestly, so far, like I feel like I don't have a million things to say about this one. It's an okay book and I'm enjoying it, but I really don't think that I'll remember much about this one. But again, I don't know how this is going to end. I did recently figure out that this is based on a true story. Like I think I did hear that before, but I looked it up and it was actually quite recent. Well, it was 2009. It's not like it was ages and ages ago. So the girl is still in jail and stuff, but I don't know if she is wrongly accused. I'm pretty sure we're going to find out in this book if she ever confessed. I don't know. I would love to do my research after this and really like see the true story of it as well, because as I was saying, it's an interesting story. It's just maybe not my kind of thriller. Like I do struggle with the more literary books sometimes, but especially whenever it comes to a thriller, I just really want something that has me second guessing everything. This book definitely is trying to send a message on terms of like feminism, fat phobia, and just like many other things that women deal with in life. And I really think that it's done a good job of that, and it's shown it in a very realistic way, but it also repulses you how just some men can be. And I really like those parts of this book. Like I feel like this book has a lot to say, and it feels like one of those ones where it could be studied, because there's so many hidden meanings and there's just so much talked about in this book. For it being a thriller as well, I feel like we don't maybe get that a lot, or maybe I just haven't read books like this before. However, it is finally sunny in Northern Ireland. Like the last 2 days have been gorgeous weather, which we just do not get all the time. It's never guaranteed. We also got the Northern Lights last night, which I had no idea about, and everybody was posting photos of the Northern Lights, and I'm so mad about it because it was really, really clear and I just did not see them because I was fast asleep. But maybe tonight we might be able to see some more. Because it is so sunny outside, I feel like I'm not overly in the mood for this book right now. I'm just really feeling like a summer romancy kind of read. So I did have a look at my shelves to see what books I have that I'm kind of feeling at the minute, and I did pick out one. And that is Beach Rivals by Georgie Tilney. And honestly, I don't know a lot about this book, but the cover instantly is giving summer, and that is just what I need right now. It's a nice little short book, so I'll probably finish this quite soon if I'm enjoying it and stuff. But my kind of plan for tonight is I would love to like go to the beach and watch sunset, read my little book, bring a little snack, you know, like that's just the vibes that I'm feeling right now. It is, I think, close to 7 o'clock, and I don't know if the beaches will still be busy. They probably will, but I might take a little drive down, see if I can get a good space and read my little book by the beach. It is called Beach Rivals, so it's just very, very fitting. Honestly, have no idea what this one's about, but I know that the main girl, I think she's a bookseller and I'm a bookseller, so maybe I'll enjoy it. I just read the back of this and it does actually sound really good. It's giving forced proximity, lots of bookish references. It's giving very like Emily Henry vibes, I think it does say on this. Yeah, it says, perfect for fans of Emily Henry, Beach Rivals is a slow burn enemies to lovers rom-com that will sweep you off your feet. That's what I need. This is what I need right now. This is actually on Spotify as well, so maybe I'll listen to this while I'm not reading this, but I'm really just feeling another book right now. On top of this one too, like I think I will maybe finish it on audiobook on Spotify because there's really not a lot left. I would say maybe because audiobooks take a little bit longer, I think maybe 3 hours possibly. So yeah, we will listen to the rest of this one and I'll give you updates when I hopefully finish it and once I've got into this book a little bit. I've said I'm like going to the beach, and I don't know if you ever get this as well, but I just get so anxious sometimes about going places by myself. I'm like, this sounds so cute and so nice, like, but do I really want to do that? Am I too anxious? I don't know. Not even anxious, just going places by myself sometimes freaks me out. Even though I do it all the time. I don't even know why I'm overthinking right now, but it just sounds really nice to go to the beach and I just want to take myself out because when are we going to get this weather again? We never get it. I need to like make good use out of it. I need to get a little tan. I feel like I have actually got a tan today. I don't know if you can see this, but this is more tan than what I was yesterday because I was working yesterday. I missed all the weather, which was very annoying. But anyway, I'm talking about weather, which is literally known as the most boring topic in the world. So we're going to continue reading these books and hopefully we get a very good read out of this one. I'm really unsure about where I'm standing on this. I would say it's close to like a 3.5 at the minute. Maybe if it's a good ending, it could be a 4, but that's where we're at, which is also a very good book. So yeah, stay hydrated. Let's read our books. And my camera was sitting here and I swear to God, a guy was literally just standing at my window staring in, looking at the camera, so that was terrifying. He is in that car at the minute and I think I scared him because he's driving away. I think he is anyway, but that was awful. Oh my God. I'm sitting in the car at the minute because it got like a little bit breezy and there's loads of kids just like around screaming and I'm just not vibing with that right now. So I'm going to read in my car, which is really nice at the minute because like the sun is hitting me and it's feeling gorgeous vibes. I think I'm going to sit here for quite a wee while because I am enjoying this book so far and I really want to wait until sunset because it looks like it's going to be a really clear, nice sunset tonight, so that could be nice to see. But yeah, I'm just vibing, honestly. I am loving just sitting here reading my little book. Got the sun shining on me and I feel like this is like a perfect example of introverted extrovert. That is 100% what I am. Like I am enjoying being around loads of people right now, but I'm in the comfort of my own car and that's just amazing. That is everything I need right now. And yeah, but going out and actually being with those people, no thank you, not today. Actually just talk about this book for a little bit because I am on chapter 5 I think, but honestly it's not a lot of pages in. It's like 30 something pages maybe, but I'm really enjoying this so far. I know I don't have like a lot of opinions because we really are just meeting the characters, but it really has just hooked me into the story because
our main girl is kind of in between jobs. She's 25 and dropped out of uni, and she just doesn't really know what she's doing with her life anymore. So she keeps on getting fired from jobs, or just isn't enjoying what she's doing in her life at the minute. She just really hasn't found what she wants to do, and she has found this application for a job, and it's to be a bookseller in Bali for 3 months, which, by the way, literally sounds amazing. Like, I am a bookseller, but if I could be a bookseller in Bali, I would get on that plane and go straight away. It sounds so good. But she's just arrived, and she's realized that she's sharing a very small apartment with her co-worker Jack, and he has also come over to do like the 3-month job thing as well. So bit of forced proximity, and he initially is giving like very grumpy energy. Like, he's not really giving her a lot, and he's being kind of rude at times as well. I'm not sure if I'm vibing with him right now, to be honest, but I am excited to see where it goes. Like, I really do think that this could be a good book. I'm just immediately hooked to the story, and yeah, I really like the writing style. It's definitely like, if you like Emily Henry, I really think you would like this. But again, I'll give you updates. It's kind of reminding me of like Book Lovers, but I don't know if that's because of just all the book references, which I love. Like, it's one of my favorite things in books where like the main character works at a bookstore, they're a bookseller, or they're an author. Like, I love that trope so much. It's just very relatable for me, because I obviously work with books every single day. I love reading books, and I love making these videos about books. So yeah, I feel like it's just, you know, really nice to read about as well. Also, this guy is not driving away. He actually has his window down, so I'm not sure if he can hear me as well. Like, I'm kind of ducked down right now, but I don't even care. Like, I'm trying not to stress out about recording in public, even though this is literally not in public, but you know what I mean. It's fine. If he wants to join the video, he can look in again. I will keep him in the video if he wants. In this book, the main girl has this tradition of every time she goes on holiday, she goes to like the dirtiest, not like dirty as in like actually dirty, but you know, like a chippy or a Chinese, like dirty greasy food, and she gets something like in the place where she's gonna be staying, and that's just always been a tradition. And now that she's talking about it, all I want right now is like a cheesy or curry chip, and that is all I'm craving while reading this book. And I did say that I wasn't gonna be hungry for dinner tonight, but this is making me very hungry. But we're trying to be healthy as well. I know, so boring. The stomach bug, the flu, has entered the room with us, and she is not leaving because I just feel awful at the minute. I took yesterday and today off work, which I absolutely hate doing. Like, I don't know why. I'm sure most people feel like this, but there's always a kind of guilt around putting in sick to work. I don't know what that stems from, but I really hate doing it. It makes me like feel really bad. And I don't know why, but anyway, I am in the mood to read today. I don't know if I have the energy to read like all day, but what else am I going to be doing? So we finished this book yesterday, Beach Rivals, and I enjoyed the concept of this book. Like, I think I particularly liked this one because I found it quite relatable at some points, because the main character, well, both of the main characters are booksellers of a bookshop, and I'm a bookseller, so I just felt like I related to a lot of what like the girl was saying whenever she talked about her job and stuff, and I really liked that aspect of it. But I really felt like the romance wasn't hitting for me. I actually really didn't like the guy in this book. Like at the start, I just felt like he was really, you know, it was like a grumpy sunshine, but he was just really kind of rude, I thought. But I don't know, I didn't mind this. I just like don't think that I'll ever think about it again. The concept is basically our main girl is struggling between jobs because she's dealing with the grief of her dad passing away, and she's just kind of job hopping, but she sees this advertisement for a job in Bali to be a bookseller, and she just basically takes off, goes to Bali and lives in this house that the owner of the bookshop owns, I think. But the main guy, I actually forget his name, Jack, I think. Yeah, it was Jack. The main guy also has to share the room with her to work there, sort of thing. Whenever she gets there, she realizes that the bookshop is not really what she was expecting. It's very, very run down. It needs a lot of work, and she's there for 3 months, so this is basically her project to make this bookshop up and running again and get customers through the door, which it just has not been doing. Again, I really liked that aspect of it. Like, I loved reading about the project and how the shop was doing, but yeah, I just really didn't feel the romance, and that just made this book not as good for me because it's obviously classed as a romance, but I just loved the bookish aspects of it. So for that reason, I gave it a 3-star. Oh my god, that took so much energy out of me. I just need to like lie here for a second. It is so hard to do anything. But anyway, I am also listening to Close to Home by Michael McGee. I started listening to this on Spotify this morning, and I've heard amazing things about this. The book is set in Belfast, where I am from, if you can't tell by the accent, and that aspect of it I just really enjoy because he's talking about places that I know of and places that I go to or have been to before, so it's just nice kind of reading about somewhere that you know so well. But we follow our main guy Sean, who studied English literature in Liverpool, and then he comes back and it's basically him just sorting through his life, I guess. He's definitely got a very good mindset, but I think he just goes or hangs about with the wrong crowds. He's been brought up in a way where, you know, he doesn't have a lot of money. He's job hopping between different bars, and a lot of this book is taking place in bars and after parties, and he really does involve himself with like the drug scene. But I feel like as the reader you can tell that that's really not the life that he wants to live. There is a lot of characters in this book that I really think that we're going to learn a lot more about, especially his brother. We have kind of got introduced to him, and his brother is definitely, I think he's just really got himself into a mess of his life, and he's definitely stuck in a bad place, and I don't really know where that's going to go, but I am really enjoying this. The audiobook is so good, and it is quite funny because it's a Northern Irish guy that is narrating it, and it's just funny hearing our accent in an audiobook because it's definitely a more unique accent. I want to start another book as well, and that is this very, very thick book. This was actually, or it still is, the Waterstones fantasy / sci-fi book of the month, and that is the reason that I got this copy. We actually got given this in work, so I just thought I might as well read it. I would love to know a lot more about this. I really don't know the concept of this book so far. I don't even want to try and explain it. Maybe I'll read out the back. Islands of Prospera lie in a vast ocean in splendid isolation from the rest of humanity, or whatever remains of it. Citizens of the mainland enjoy privileged lives, attended by the support staff who live on a cramped neighbouring island, where whispers begin to grow into cries for revolution. Life for Prosperans is perfection, and when it's not, their bodies are sent to the mysterious third island, a facility named the Nursery, to be rebooted and restart life afresh. Proctor Bennett is a ferryman who shepherds the soon-to-be retired into the unknown. He never questioned his work until the day he delivered a cryptic message. The world is not the world. These simple words unravel something that he has secretly suspected. They seep into strange dreams of the stars and the sea, and the unshakable feeling that someone is trying to tell him something important. Something greater than anyone could possibly imagine, which could change the fate of humanity itself.
What I get from the back of this book is that there are 3 different islands, and I don't know if they're like AI. They're definitely like the humans that live here are definitely not made properly. Like they're kind of like robots is what I'm getting from the back of that. But whenever I do get into this, I will hopefully update you more on the plot. But that just sounds so interesting to me, and it kind of sounds like they can't die, and whenever they get to, I guess, a certain age, they go to the nursery and then they're rebooted and they just start again basically. So that sounds very interesting. It's giving Black Mirror, which I absolutely love, but honestly this book is so thick. Like I really think this could take a while to read, and I do kind of want to get this video up for you guys very soon. So I don't know if I'll get through this one. I think I'll definitely get through Close to Home, but I'm gonna start this today, I think, because it just sounds very interesting. But if this falls on my face, it's gonna cause damage. It's very heavy. Like this is a big book, but I'll let you know how it is. I'm gonna start reading this now, I think. Very unwell, so I took it off work again, which I feel so weird about. Anyway, I already said all that. I really hate phoning in sick, and it makes me feel uncomfortable, but we're going to try and make ourselves look a little bit better. I don't even know if this is doing anything, but it feels quite nice. Yesterday I literally did not get out of my pajamas. I didn't shower. I felt disgusting. So today I showered, and now we're gonna put on a little bit of makeup because I really am quite terrified of what I look like right now. Like I don't look awful, but I feel so gross. So we're not gonna bully me in the comments today. Not that you would, but I just get anxious. I want to wear a lot of face makeup because like just doesn't mesh well with sickness. So I think I'm just gonna put on a little bit of concealer. Should I put mascara on? I put on mascara yesterday and I fell asleep for hours and it literally just went everywhere. But I think we're gonna focus on moisturizer mostly because my skin is just feeling gross and disgusting. Moisturizer that I'm using at the minute is this Aveeno one, and it's almost run out, to be honest. I've used it every single day and it's so good. I also use another one if I can find it. Maybe I can't find it. It's one by Sculpted by Amy, and I really like that one as well. It's a bit heavier, but I also love, this is like a setting spray, and sometimes I just put it on my face whenever I'm not wearing makeup as well, just because it makes me feel all nice and fresh. Yes, amazing. Oh, here it is. So this is the other moisturizer. I don't know if I'll put this on. I literally, like, I need to get more. Maybe I'll save that for a time whenever I'm going to be wearing makeup because it's really nice underneath your makeup. So my plan today is to finish Close to Home and kind of wrap up this video for you all. I feel like I really haven't spoken that much just because this week's kind of been a bit of a disaster. But how I'm feeling about Close to Home is I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought that I would. I don't know why I didn't think that I would necessarily like it. I think maybe it's because when it comes to literary fiction, especially Irish fiction, I find it to be really depressing and like there's not much of a storyline to follow. But I don't know, this book's really good and very fast-paced in my opinion. It's quite a short book, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm enjoying it a bit more. I feel like if it was 500 pages, I definitely couldn't follow along with it, but I feel like that was a lot of 500 pages books. I think I'm maybe 60% through it right now, and it very much is like a character study, but it's very interesting as well. Like you don't just see the point of view from, like not the point of view, but you don't just see the life of our main character Sean. You see the lives of other people in his life and how they're maybe struggling with different things, and everybody kind of has something going on.
and I feel like the way he's described the other characters in this book is just very, very realistic. I think especially because I was listening to the audiobook of it, it definitely added that, you know, realism effect to it because there's different voices and stuff. But I did run out of my audiobook hours, so I'm gonna finish the rest of it today by reading it, which will probably take a lot quicker, to be honest, than listening, because audiobooks can take forever sometimes. This morning I was listening to Close to Home and I was also playing Animal Crossing at the same time, and it was a great time. I really, really enjoyed myself this morning, and I'm really getting into Animal Crossing again. I'm really trying to make like my little island so good. The vibes I want for it is like kind of zen spa retreat, like yoga vibes. Does that make sense? Like, I just bought like 1,000,000 white tulips and I planted them all, and I just feel like that'll be a really cute aesthetic to my little island. And yeah, I'm just trying to make it really, really floral. The reason I want to do it like this is because my little character, I made them go to sleep, and whenever they went into like the dreamland, it showed me this other island, and it was really, really cool looking, very floral, like a little bit crazy, but it was just so much nicer than my island. I was raging because I thought that my island was looking good, but it's really not compared to the Dreamland island. And yeah, I've taken inspo from that, so I just want to make it very, very chaotic when it comes to flowers. I've also made my house like a spa. So it has one room with like a little swimming pool, one of those little log bed things. If you know Animal Crossing, you know what I'm talking about, but that is currently how I'm spending my days. If you want to see my island, let me know and I will show it in my next vlog. Oh god, don't know if I've just made myself look more ill by looking extremely pale. Okay, should I put liquid bronzer on? Or a bit of foundation? But if I put foundation on, that means I'm just gonna end up doing a full face. I might just put some powder on. I bought this bronzer from NARS, as you can see. What's it called? Laguna 05, and I'm obsessed with it. It's such a nice colour, and the girl really recommended this shade for me for the wedding because I said that I just want to look really, really bronzed. That looks terrifying. Trust the process. Don't know why I put so much on my brush there. Does anybody else have this problem? I'm putting a claw clip in. What am I doing wrong? Like, just, bro, just stay. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know if I'm looking worse or better, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. We're here to talk about books, not makeup, okay? Okay, I'm actually on chapter 16, which is 177 pages, and there is 280 in total, something like that. I think that might have been acknowledgements actually. 278, so I have 100 pages to go, which I think I'll finish pretty quickly. So I'll give you more of my thoughts and updates whenever I do finish this. I just hit myself with the book. Let's read. And this is the last book that I was planning on reading in this video, so I just realised I put that dust jacket on backwards. That was confusing. Okay, let's fix that first. Okay, let's talk about this book. I really enjoyed this book, like a lot. I think I'm gonna set on like a 4-star for this, and I don't really know why it's not 5-star. It wasn't giving me fully that 5-star feeling, but I also think like if you're not from Northern Ireland or Ireland, you might not understand this book a lot, and I don't know if I'd be able to recommend this book to a lot of people outside of Northern Ireland unless they like had great knowledge on like post-Troubles Belfast basically. But I really loved this. I loved the setting and the characters, and I just thought that it was so
beautifully tragic at some points. You're just following this character's day to day, but there was something about it that was so interesting and very easy to read. This isn't a long book at all. I think it's like 280-ish pages, and yeah, I just really like this. But then again, I really don't know if you would understand it if you didn't know Northern Ireland well. I just felt like it mentioned a lot of places that you just wouldn't know. Like, I don't know, I could be reading into that way too much, but it was really nice for me as a reader because I knew every single place that he was talking about in this book, and it felt, again, the title, very close to home, because it's literally, this book is based 5-minute walk from where I am. Like, most of the places that he talks about I've been to, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it personally. I just don't know if everybody would love this book because of that, you know, aspect of it. It's not like, you know, a Sally Rooney book where, you know, Normal People is so loved and recognized worldwide. It's very big in America as well, and I just don't think that this book would be. But then again, I don't think that Michael McGee was even aiming for that. Definitely aimed for Irish readers, so I really think he's done so well. This was his debut novel, and I'm really excited to see where he goes with his writing career, because I'm sure he's gonna write so many good books, and I'm very excited to read them. Talk about the other books that we read in this video. So the first one, this is not it. Why did I pick up this? It kind of looks like it, I guess. Where is my book? Oh, there it is. I read Butter by Asako Yuzuki. I think, I don't want to mispronounce, but I think that's how you say it. And I ended up giving this book a 3-star, and that was mainly because I felt like the thriller aspect of it was kind of taken out of it, and I just didn't feel like it was very engaging, and I really do think that it talked about food maybe a little bit too much, and I was quite bored at some points of this story. I honestly don't even really remember that much about it, and I did only read it a few days ago. But the weird thing about this one was, whenever I was reading it, I really recognized that the writing was amazing. Like, it's not that the author or the translator is bad at what they're doing. I really think they're amazing at what they do. I just didn't find this book overly entertaining, and I really look for entertainment in my books, so yeah, that's the reason I gave this a 3-star. Then the second book that I read in this video was Beach Rivals by Georgie Tilney, and this was just a very like cutesy, summery kind of book, and honestly I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I loved that it was very focused on like a bookish atmosphere. There was a bookshop, there were booksellers, and obviously there was romance in there as well. I do think that the romance in this kind of fell flat for me, and that's the reason why I didn't love it too much, but I do think I would recommend this book to a lot of people, especially this time of year, and I really think it would be a good like plain book or just like something to read on the beach. I actually don't really remember what I gave this book, but I think it's sitting at a 3-star, which isn't bad. I just think it was very much like a good book in the moment, but I don't think I'll think about it that much. I also started reading The Ferryman, and I only got 20 pages into that, but it sounds so interesting. Like, the first 20 pages has fully got me gripped, so I might actually spend the rest of the day reading that, because it just sounds so interesting, and hopefully I will be able to update you on that one in another video. So the purpose of this video was to read some of my physical TBR, and I did read 3 books off of it, which I'm very happy about, because especially close to home, that has been sitting on my shelf for a while. And the same with Beach Rivals, actually. I think I got this last summer. So this has been sitting on my shelf for basically a year now, so it's very nice to have that read. Now I have 102 books on my shelves that I haven't read yet, so hopefully I could do a part 2 of this video. Let me know what you think, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one very soon.